And welcome back to another video. My name is Farhan, also known as Gunner since 96, and you're watching my post-match reaction video. And Arsenal have done the business. We've beaten Leicester City 3-1 at the King Power Stadium, and I cannot be any more happy than I am right now. That has to be one of Arsenal's best performances of the season. I said it going into the game. I think Leicester were there for the taking. I think they were going to struggle without the likes of Maddison, without the likes of Iosi Perez. I think they were going to struggle without Justin. They were looking really fragile on the right-hand side. And we absolutely exploited them to the T. No, it was the left-hand side. A wonderful display of football from Arsenal. Really brilliant, professional. Just a dominant performance. More than anything, they looked like a real elite side. And I don't think I'm going too far when I say that. I genuinely do believe that they look like a Premier League side that were ready to get top four, challenge for that sort of place. Leicester City were sitting second going into this game. They would have wanted to push on, and despite having the number of injuries that they did, they still had a pretty strong squad there. They had Iniacho, they had Vardy, they had the likes of Barnes. There was a solid team there. There was a solid team there that had all the capabilities of winning that football match, and it seemed like that's exactly what was going to happen in the first 6 minutes or so. Look, Arsenal started off the game bright. We set the tempo. It was quick. There was good movement. There was quick passing. But then we conceded the goal in the 6th minute in incredible fashion. I was really disappointed to see the sloppiness in our football. Granit Xhaka passing the ball to Willian, who was surrounded by two men. I'm not sure why he thought that was a good option for him. He could have turned back. He could have passed it back. Put Willian under unnecessary pressure. And then it was catch up. And then we were chasing to get back into our defensive formation, and it was poor. It was really, really poor, really sloppy, really sluggish. And I was asking myself, this is how many times have we conceded in the first 10 minutes? This has to be it's the third time in the matter of a month. It was against Aston Villa. It was against somebody else, and today, especially in the first 5 minutes, we've conceded 2 goals, and to concede again early on like that, it was really disappointing. Who do you blame for that goal? Do you blame it on Mari for not being in position? Do you blame it on El Neni for not putting more pressure? Do you blame it on Xhaka for giving the ball away so sloppily? It's still, despite the victory, it's still something which is worrying. It's still something which Arteta needs to get out of their game. We need to be more disciplined. We need to be more organised, and we need to be more intelligent when we're playing football against sides like Leicester, who have so much pace going forward. I understand why Mari wasn't in position, because he was trying to make sure that Vardy didn't go in for goal. I get that, but it just seemed a little bit naive and a little bit amateur to see them concede that type of goal. And I was really worried when they had scored that goal, because I thought, oh my God, here we go again. This is going to be an Arsenal side that's going to disintegrate. And it seemed, a minute after they scored, they almost scored a second with Vardy, with Leno's ball being cleared out and it hitting Vardy. Scary, really scary. But I have to say, you have to give credit to the boys for getting back into the game, for showing character, for showing some grit, determination to get back into that game and to score those 2 goals in the first half. There are way too many players to give a special mention to, but I'm going to give a special mention to 2 players who really stood out for me in that first half, and that was Alex Lacazette and Willian. It wouldn't be fair to not mention Tierney, Emile Smith-Rowe, Pepe as well, but those two individuals in particular had one of their best performances this season, especially Willian, throughout that whole 90 minutes. It was the first time, ever since the Fulham game, it was the first time where I was watching Willian, and it reminded me of the Willian at Chelsea. He was so sharp. He was so dynamic. It was there was a different sort of pace and different sort of sharpness to him. It was very direct. He was very sure and confident of himself, and I think that performance against Benfica when he came on really did the world of good for his performance. And that was the story of the game, actually, with Willian doing so well, going forward, adding to that attacking element. Pepe was absolutely exceptional on the right-hand side, causing all sorts of problems for their young left back. I don't know, I forgot what his name was, but he had an absolutely horrid first half. Pepe was brilliant there. I really wanted him to play on the left-hand side, and for Willian to play on the right-hand side, where his preferred position is. I was glad to see Emile Smith-Rowe play in the middle. That first half for me was perfect. The perfect reaction and the perfect response that you would expect from a team that's gone 1-0 down. I would have been happy to go into the first half 1-1, but then we got 2 goals, which was excellent. The first goal scored by David Luiz, and I don't know how many free kicks we had from that area, and I don't know why players, it took so many fouls for them to get a yellow card. Pepe was brought down at least 6 times. We had a free kick from that area at least 3 or 4 times, and we didn't make anything for it. But then, the last time when the player got booked, great ball in. I'm not sure whether it was Willian or Pepe, or whoever it was a great ball in. They were zonal marking, so it was easy for David Luiz to run, get into a good position, and a great header in, and it's 1-1. And then you're feeling a little bit of belief and optimism. But one thing that is related to Arsenal's performances when they get a goal back is that they seem to drop a little bit. The pace, the intensity slows down, and then the other team gets back into it. But I saw something different today. I saw Arsenal go for it. I saw them, despite having scored a goal, they were ready to score another one. And that led to the second goal, which was a penalty by Lacazette. A great penalty as well. I can't quite remember the build-up. I need to actually watch the match highlights in order to talk through it. But I will be releasing a podcast tomorrow, so you can hear that, the Arsenal Therapy podcast, where I'll be giving a full analysis. This is literally like minutes after the game has finished. But look, going into that second half with a 2-1 lead, Arteta will know that it's not always the best thing to be going into the second half being 2-1 up, because the opposition then comes out of their shells and throws more at you, and you're having to set up in a little bit more of a defensive shape to control the first 10-15 minutes and then slowly start to dictate the game. And Leicester were trying to do that. I mean, they came out of their blocks in the first few minutes looking to ask questions, looking to get the ball in the box as soon as possible, and unfortunately for them, they were they had a man down. Barnes had to come off because of some knee injury, and I think that killed them off. Really, that injury for them was too much of a blow, because it took out a lot of quality from that final third, from that attacking half. Vardy didn't look like the same man without Maddison, without Perez. He looked really isolated, and I think defensively the boys did really, really well to stop him from being much of a threat. There was that one moment where he was one-on-one with Mari running down the flanks. Mari outpaced Vardy. Don't know how, but he looked a real shadow of himself, and we didn't have to wait very long until we got that third goal, that amazing, brilliant team goal, Nicola Pepe. And I have to say, you have to give absolute credit to Alex Lacazette for starting that move, because the ball's in the air and he's jumping. He hasn't won the ball. The ball gets comes down onto the pitch and there's 3 Leicester players are in and around him, but somehow, some way he manages to win the ball, pass it over to Xhaka, and it's a great bit of Arsenal. It's almost like a typical Arsenal goal. Goes down the wing, cuts into the box. Willian does really, really well. You're thinking he might have a shot, but he plays it short to Pepe, and he's got a lot of work to do there, Willian, to get the ball to Pepe. He does really, really well. And that's it. It's 3-1. And for the remainder of the second half, they see the game through professionally. Arteta, again, you have to give preps and you have to give as much praise as possible to Arteta, who tactically does absolutely brilliantly to stop Leicester from getting a foothold back into that second half. I'm really, really happy with that performance. That's one of our best performances this season. We really showed some character going into that game, and players coming off the bench, Aubameyang, Odegaard, Partey, superstars. I mean, you know, you talk about the lack of quality on Arsenal's bench and then they come on, just brilliant. I'm a little bit concerned for Emile Smith-Rowe. I'm hoping that he's okay. He didn't look too good going off, but we'll obviously hear more about that. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I release a video. I'll be back again tomorrow for a press conference reaction video. I'll be looking at everything that Arteta has to say about this game and going forward. This is a very, very bright start from Arsenal. Hopefully we can continue it. It seems as if the Benfica game has had a knock-on effect on our confidence and our sort of character going into these games. We next go to Burnley in about 6 days' time, and we go there with so much confidence, with, you know, a really good opportunity to build on what we are starting to do. Yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I most certainly will do. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.